Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Churchill MKVIII. There are so many different Churchills in the game already. Just in Tier 6, we have the Churchill Mark VI, the Churchill MKVII, the Churchill MKVIII, and the Churchill W. And this doesn't even cover all of them. It's kind of insane. But the Churchill MKVIII is by far the best of the bunch, at least in my personal opinion. Why? Well, it's because of the gun. You see, this looks like quite a small armament. However, that's not really the case. This gun not only has 240 mils of heat pen, which is crazy for a Tier 6, but it also deals a lot of damage. In fact, crazy good damage. 270 on the AP, 220 on the heat, and 350 on the high explosive. Now, this tank has downsides. It's only got 5 degrees of gun depression. It's very slow, only reaching a top speed of 22, and it's got some of the worst shell velocity in the game. However, I can tell you for a fact that if you play this vehicle properly, you can get absolutely insane battles. This here is the first game I played on my Churchill. I actually played this in live stream probably about a week ago. And I completely forgot until I looked at my replays and I was like, wait a sec, I gotta do a video on this tank. So that is exactly what we're doing right now. So what do we have up against us? Well, it's a Tier 6 game, so not too many scary things. A Basoto, KV-2, Cryos. I mean, honestly, those are all very scary tanks, especially the Cryos and the KV-2. But this is a fairly well-armored vehicle. Churchills are actually really strong, and I always like to think of them as the super heavies of Tier 6, because there really aren't any, but this is about as armored as you're going to get. Tier 5-wise, they got a Matilda and a T1 heavy, so not that scary overall. While we don't have a great top speed, we got a very lucky map to get this tank on, because it's Himmelsdorf. I mean, we've already traversed basically their entire map, and it's only been 40 seconds. Can you name any other map in the game where driving at 22 kilometers per hour would allow you to do this? Well, we have the side of the MT-25. Aiming in and fire. Whoa, that shell velocity is bad, but we penned an HE for 350 damage, which is kind of insane. We have the Matilda BP in front. Again, absolutely tragic shell velocity, but we're up to 600 damage in just 2 shots. And you'll notice the DPM is not bad on this tank. It's actually fairly effective. We're at 900 damage now. The KV-2 fires an HE at my tank. Obviously, doesn't do too much. I mean, 300 damage is still a lot. It's about a third of my vehicle, but I'm not too worried. Right now, I'm just a little cautious because they do have the KV-2 off to the side. There's also a Basoto. I thought the KV-2 was going to drive out. He didn't, so because of that, we messed up the shot. But it's not that big of a deal. We are going to reload before he pushes us anyway, and we kind of had to back up. We have teammates supporting us here, which is very important. So we're going to poke the KV-2 who's not looking at me, get a nice 250 damage shell straight through. We got the Basoto. We also got the Matilda BP. I'm going to back up. We're going to aim it on the side of the Matilda. Bonk. Thank you for the 200 hit points. Okay, pretty solid stuff so far. We're at 1,400 damage dealt. Cryos is rushing my ELC. Not the best play from that Cryos, as we get a nice 260 chunk. And now, we're going to focus on the guys in front. We got a Basoto and a KV-2. Well, we get a pen into the KV-2, but oof, he HEs us again for 320. That, paired with the Basoto, has brought us down to a very low 377 HP. Thankfully, we get a nice shot into the Basoto. Now we gotta hope he bounces me. He does, right on the turret. That tank actually has a lot of pen, and because of that, I'm very cautious about poking it. But as we can see, the Basoto is backing up rather than rushing me. We're staying in a side scrape, which is where this vehicle's armor is going to be incredibly effective due to the spaced armor all along the sides. So we're now at 2,755 damage. The Basoto bounces me once again. We're able to slam the shell into his lower plate and finish him off. Alright, this has been pretty solid so far. We do get shot by, again, the KV-2 and the T1 Heavy, bringing us down to a grand total of 4 health. But we finish off the T1 Heavy with a pretty nasty roll. We're now at 3,283 damage dealt. The M4 Sherman is hopefully going to clear the KV-2. However, that is not the the case as of yet. And we have a damaged Shamrock, we have a damaged Gunner. Everything on our vehicle that could be damaged is damaged. So we're not accurate, we're not good on DPM, but what we do have is Alpha. So we can either kill the KV-2 or the MT-25, and we've just repaired everything on our vehicle. Looks like the M6 finally pushes around the corner, finishes off the KV-2, which leaves the enemy team with one tank, the T-37. We got one shell into the T-37. I'm still a one-shot. While we're at a lot of damage, I don't want to throw my game just because of the T-37. So we wait for him to shoot, then we fire an HE shell, but the HE misses, doesn't pen his tank, and only does 100 damage. But it's alright. We're going to wait for our tractor repair. We're going to aim it on the T-37 again. We shoot him in the upper plate for 360. And just like that, we have dealt 4,119 damage. This makes it one of the highest games ever played in the Churchill 8. And let alone just in the past couple weeks. This was a super, super fun battle. And I think it really showcased how incredibly dangerous this vehicle's gun is. I mean, it hits hard, it's got great DPM, we pulled out an ace. How many credits did we make in a tier 6 battle? That's my real question. 107,000. That is an absolutely insane amount of credits for this tier of a tank. So we're going to do one live battle in the vehicle now, because I always like to leave you guys with at least 2 helpings of gameplay. So we have the one replay, now we're going to do our second ever battle in the tank. After waiting quite a while in queue, we have finally gotten into a battle. That's the only downside of recording your videos in the early morning. Alright, up against us we have a KV-2 and a VK-36, BDR G1B. Okay. I actually really liked the BDR G1B back in the day. That thing was absolutely busted, and it was one of my favorite tier 5s when I was, you know, first starting off and learning the ins and outs of the game. Well, actually, I guess I wasn't fully learning the ins and outs because the French heavies were not the newest vehicles, but I still enjoyed it and had a lot of fun. We got the Type T-34 right in front, and we're going to aim it on his hatch. Thank you. 303. Again, the alpha damage that this tank has at tier 6 is... it's kind of nutty. I mean, what are you supposed to do to counter that? 2 shots, and we literally kill a fairly healthy tier 5 medium. We have the SU-100Y, but not really gonna worry about that player as of now. We're gonna move up, and I really want to get shells into the KV-2, but I'm also a little worried that the SU might try and cause some ruckus here. Alright, well, let's see. The KV-2 is actually running the 310 damage per shot gun, which has a lot of DPM, funny enough. We're also kind of stuck here, but should be able to get into a proper side scrape, which we are. There you go. Another nice pen into the KV-2, bringing him down to a singular one shot. We have the BDR G1B off to the side, and is he going to poke me? Come on, do it, you little stinker. I don't know if he's going to. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Alright, well, doesn't matter. We're just going to finish off the KV-2, who is right in front. Bye. Thank you. Now we can push on the BDR. This should be pretty easy. However, we do have the SU-100Y on the rear, which could be a pretty big problem. Alright, well, we get the shot into the BDR, and that lowers him quite a bit. We're going to wait 3 more seconds, and we should be able to get another slap into his tank, and there you go. Another 250 damage shot. SU-100Y is quite low, so that's not much of an issue. We have the Nazorn, who is not really that big of a scary tank right now. We're just going to push the BDR. We're going to clear this player, and then after clearing this tank, we're going to get the Nazorn. So let's do that. Hello, good sir. How are you doing? Goodbye. Not bad. Alright. SU-100 is still alive, which is actually really bad. The Nazorn is still alive, but the VK is going to drive out in the open, which allows us to bounce him in the flat side. Well, that's really bad, especially because the stock gun that the VK is running actually has a lot of pen. And yeah, we're probably going to lose this. It's going to be real. Our gun is, it's not treating us very well currently, and we need it to. But, oh no! The HE shell velocity let us down. Oh, so sad. So sad. Alright, well, we get a bounce, and yes, alright, nice 366 shot into the Nazorn. Come on, bounce me. Nice, okay. Okay, we're not dead yet. SU-100Y. Alright. Oh, man, this is not going well, though. This is not going well. Alright, we gotta angular our tank here, and hopefully... Alright, we did get a bounce, and then we gotta aim it on the SU. We gotta clear into his vehicle. Then we gotta angle it. Oh, we get penned again. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is not what I want. Alright, come on, bounce me, bounce me. Yes! Alright, he bounces one shell. We get a pen for 230 out. I'm gonna try and... Yes! Alright, keep bouncing me, keep bouncing. Come on. Let me keep him on me here. There you go. Nice 200 and... Oh, no, 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 no. It's so close. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be really close. No! Unfortunate. We did pretty good, but we had 2 shots that we needed the pen that didn't. One on the side of the VK, one on his lower plate. And we also had that shell that narrowly missed the Nazorn. If that had hit, probably could have won as well. A lot of situations there that would have been great, but oh well. We still did 3,000 damage, which was literally 3 times higher than the next best on the team. It's tier 6. You can't get too mad when your team falls apart, and you can't really expect too much from them to begin with. I think this tank was an absolute blast to play. Out of the 2 battles I've played in it, I'm averaging 3,500 damage, and I can tell you that it's kind of a nutty vehicle. It's got everything you'd want going for it. DPM, alpha. It doesn't have mobility, but everything else is great. I guess I should put it there. It's an absolute blast, and I'm really disappointed I missed out the opportunity to get this on my main account. But I have it on my press, so at least we got that going for it. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.